Pre-construction condos in Toronto are more expensive than existing units on the resale market that are comparable. And I know as a pre-construction broker, I'm not really supposed to say that, but it is the truth. And in this video, we're going to go through how much more expensive. So a general rule of thumb I like to tell people is roughly 10 to 20%, but it varies largely on project. And sometimes you can even pick up pre-construction for less than resale. But that's relatively rare. So one of the first slides that people see when they meet with us is this slide here that shows that pre-construction has always been more expensive than resale. Now this chart only goes back to 2010. The blue line is the price per square foot of a pre-construction condo, and the orange line is the price per square foot of a resale unit. And this guy here, Ben Myers, has been tracking this data for a lot longer than me. And he says that going back to 1989 through today, as far as the data that he has available to him, pre-construction has always been more expensive than resale. I'm not sure where the myth started that pre-construction is cheaper than resale, but it is something I hear a lot from first-time buyers. But we're not going to get into the reasons as to why today. We are just going to go through a couple of examples. So first one I want to talk about here. On the Harbourfront, on the waterfront here, you've got Sky Tower at 1 Yonge. It's a 95-story hotel residence mix built by Pinnacle right at Yonge and Queens Quay here, and Lakeshore's up there. Okay, we are going to look at this building. It's pre-construction, selling now, versus some newer buildings in the same neighborhood. So these two buildings here, these are Harbour Plaza by Menkes, and this building here is 10 York by Tridel. So let's look at some recently sold units in both buildings. First up, we have unit 4113. This one sold in July. It's a one bedroom, 586 square feet. It's sold for $740,000, putting it at $1,263 per square foot. Next up, we've got unit 4305. This is a two bed, two bath with one parking. It's 830 square feet, and this unit sold for $1.154 million, putting it just under $1,400 a square foot. This one's interesting. It is facing south, so it has a partial lake view. So, I mean, there's premium associated with that, and you can see that because the last unit sold for $1,263 a foot, even though it was smaller. This one sold for closer to $1,400 a foot. Moving on to Harbour Plaza, which are these buildings here. You have unit 1002, which is a 477 square foot one bedroom without parking on a low floor with no view. It sold for $650,000, so $1,363 per square foot. You have unit 5802, which is a two bed, two bath with one parking. This unit, 675 square feet, sold for $966,000, which I'm pretty sure is a record in the building. So puts it at over $1,400 a square foot, $1,432 to be exact. We'll see if this one is a particularly high flyer. So we'll see if, the next few two bedrooms can hold up to this comp. I would imagine they won't. A general rule of thumb for Harbour Plaza is closer to $1,350 per square foot. If you look at condos.ca and you look at the average over the last year, you'll see just shy of $1,300 a square foot. Okay, so that's more indicative of where it sells at, $1,350 to $1,400 a foot type of thing. So what can you buy at Sky Tower today? Well, just a year ago, before this particular plan sold out, you could pick up this guy here, 540 square foot, one bedroom, for $772, which would put it just over $1,400 a square foot. So maybe a 5 or 10% premium above comparable resale. You could make the argument, that Sky Tower 95-story hotel residence mix, maybe it's worth a little bit more than those other buildings, but we won't dive into that too much today. Two bed and den. You've got this you can buy today, still available, $1.35 million, 995 square feet. We're going to add parking to this to kind of give us an apples to apples here. All right, divided by 995 square feet. So this one, by the time you add parking, you're at just over 1,400 square foot. If you wanted to get a lake view, you're going to have to go to a higher floor. So add another 50,000 or so in floor premiums to get up there. And yeah, you're looking pretty similar in price to this one here. Okay, so moving on to another Harbourfront development. We have Empire Key House right here, right across from George Brown. So this one's nice because it is pre-construction and selling now. And the beautiful thing for comparables is you have Lighthouse East Tower by Daniels right here. Brand new building, just completed, very similar in fit and finish. So let's look at what some units are selling for there. So here at Lighthouse East, we have a two bed, two bath with one parking. 715 square feet, just sold last month, $950,000, putting this one at $13.29 per square foot. Here's another one in Den with one parking. This one is, what are we at? 592 square feet. So you're at $12.84 per square foot. What can you buy at Key House? Let's look at one beds, and let's go to one of the nicer units. Yeah, we'll go with this one. 542 square feet for $750. $13.83 a foot. So yeah, you're looking at 10 to 15% premium over resale. Now let's zip over to the entertainment district. If you haven't seen this model before, by the way, pink is proposed, or whatever color that is proposed. Blue is already under construction. Pink can be proposed or approved, just not under construction yet. So over here we have 400 King. This is a pre-construction building that just launched recently by Plaza. Beautiful thing about this building, very easy to find comparables. You have 87 Peter, the Noir condo buildings directly across the street, very new condo building. And you have back here, 11 Charlotte. You have King Charlotte condos. So we're going to look at those two. King Charlotte, 11 Charlotte here, 87 Peter here. So 87 Peter, we have a 318 square foot studio that sold in July for $469,000. So that puts it just shy of $1,500 a foot, which again, I think another record for the building. Condo prices are definitely pushing up over the past few months. $14.75 a square foot, and studios are doing very well. Small units are doing very well in the entertainment district right now. You've got unit 2504 at 11 Charlotte. This one's another small unit. No parking on this either. 456 square feet, sold for $632. Puts you at $13.86 per square foot. So what can you get at 400 King today? Well, let's look at a studio. The BV, do we have it? Yeah. So we still have a BV left. This is a nice layout here, 399 square feet for $592. So 1483 per square foot. So maybe $50 to $100 a foot above market. Again, 10% premium over resale at most. And once you get into, as with all pre-construction, once you get into the larger units, that price gap over resale tends to shrink pretty quickly. Builders obviously charge more for the smallest units because that's where investors' eyes are focused. Worth noting also that I do have studios in this neighborhood right here, new build pre-construction studios at $13.36 per square foot on high floors, great layout. I'm not going to disclose the project name here because I only have 4 of these units available and I don't want someone else to sell them before I do. If you want to know about these studios, they're fantastic deals. Shoot me an email. We'll set up a time to Zoom or meet in person and I can show you those units. They will sell quickly though, so it depends on when you're watching this video. All right, so zipping over to Etobicoke here. Want to do something that wasn't downtown in this video. So this is the Queensway. You can see all the developments slated for the next decade or so. You can see Park Lawn and Lakeshore here. We are going to look at this building here. Reina Condos by Urban Capital. Okay, a nice boutique building along the Queensway, south side of Queensway. We're going to compare to one of the newer buildings on the Queensway, Park Towers at IQ. So recent sold at Park Towers. Got this one, unit 1306, 660, I believe it's 664 square foot, at least that's what my floor plan said. It was a pain digging this one up. Sold for $627,000 last month with one parking, so $944 per square foot. What can we pick up a 2-bed for at Reina? We could do, let's go with the C5. 720, let's add parking. $710. So you're at $1077 a foot, and what were we at here? $944 a foot. Yeah, so 12-13% premium above resale market value. So there you go. There you have it. General rule of thumb, somewhere between 10-20% premium. You have examples of projects that or units at specific projects that might be at resale market or below resale market value. But it's important to remember that none of this buying above resale market value has ever stopped people making a ton of money in pre-construction. So if you look at units that completed in 2020, people paid on average $415,000, and the the value of the condo at the time of the building completion was $595. So that's a 43% appreciation in that period of time. Also worth noting that, pre-construction being more expensive than resale, not only has been going on since at least 1989, but also it's not specific to the Toronto market. If you look at other major metros, you'll notice replacement cost of condos is higher than resale. So here's the second quarter report for Manhattan condos. If you look at the average per square foot selling price of a condo in Manhattan, so that's $1,742 per foot US, and the average price per square foot of a new build condo is $2,365 per square foot. So far more of a gap than Toronto has, not specific to our market at all. So that's it for today, guys. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next.